So, this is our discussion-y thing for, I'm hoping I'm going to get better at this. Season 1, Episode 2, The Harvest. Originally, as I mentioned in the last video, Episodes 1 and 2 aired together as a 2-hour premiere. But when the show reran the episodes, back when networks still aired reruns, they split them into 2. So I'm doing these commentary videos as if they're 2 episodes, because it's aired as 2 episodes more often than it's aired as 1. So let's delve into The Harvest. In the episode commentary for this episode, Joss Whedon, the writer of this episode and creator of the series, suggested that some of what this episode was about was confidence. And we can see how Willow kind of gains some confidence from Buffy, as Buffy treats her like a normal human being, and Willow is clearly used to high schoolers being mean to her. And once she is treated like a person by one of her peers, she starts to treat herself that way, and she gains a little confidence. High school is a tough time for most of us. Some of us struggle with claiming and owning our identity, and like pretty much all of the characters in this episode, they are all somewhat ashamed or afraid of who they are. And high school is a lot about coming into your own and figuring out where your place is in the world. And what Joss Whedon said in the commentary is that in high school, getting that confidence that seems so necessary for life is next to impossible sometimes. People in high school can be so mean, and the obstacles can seem so daunting that, like Joss said in the commentary, Jesse had to die to get that confidence. And hopefully that's not a route that most of us are going down. But high school is hard. Being confident in high school is hard. But high school helps us shape our identity, and sometimes these are the obstacles that are necessary in order for us to find ways to assert our identity in a world that wants to continuously tell us who we are, who we should be, how we should dress, how we should do our hair, all that kind of dumb stuff that ultimately doesn't matter. And part of figuring out high school is figuring out your style, figuring out how you want to dress, despite what society says, despite what your parents say, despite what your friends say, despite what the people you don't like say. It's figuring out how you want to talk to people, how you want to exist in the world, what kind of friends you want to have, what you're going to prioritize in your life, your education, English, music, foreign languages. We start figuring out who we are and the path that we're taking. So where do we lack confidence in our own lives? Where do you think you need a little extra push, a little bit of uplifting, so that you can make the impact that you want to make, or be the person that you want to be? What does it mean to accept who we are and live into our roles? I'm going to do this pause thing so that you can type it out or write it out or whatever you're doing, yelling at your computer screen, I don't know. What does it mean to accept who we are and to live into our roles? Do you think that Buffy has really accepted her role as the Slayer? And should she? Should Buffy accept that role as the Slayer? We can see that we lost a character in this episode. Jesse sort of seemed like he was going to be a staple, and now he's gone. And I think that this episode tries to be a little bit of a mission statement. No one is safe. In the real world, we are all susceptible to those kinds of crazy chance circumstances that, could lead one of us to get hit by a car or something like that. And we might take action to avoid getting hit by a car, like crossing a crosswalks and looking both ways and things like that. But there are some things in life that you can't control, and one of them is death. Our characters learn a hard lesson early on. And that is that sometimes unjust things happen in this world and people die who don't deserve to die. And Jesse was one of those people, and he was a good friend to Xander especially, and it'll be interesting to see how this death propels them forward. What do they make out of it? It seems like this kind of propels them into fighting evil, trying to do what's right, because they don't want their friend's death to have been in vain. They want to help make Sunnydale a place where that doesn't happen to people. The episode commentaries that I'm doing here will hopefully become deeper as the episodes become deeper. The earlier episodes, as I mentioned, are more episodic and a little more heavy-handed. And by season 3, I think that goes away. But I'm trying to prepare you for episode 3, called Witch. I will try to make a playlist, I guess, and put a couple trailers for that episode on here, but you may not want to watch episode 3. In my next video, I will try to recap it in case you decide not to watch it. We do meet a character that we will meet again, but if you don't remember that, you will be fine. I will try to tell you who this person is in the recap. And it does, perhaps as the title implies, introduce a reality, part of the mythology of Sunnydale and the Buffy universe, witch. So it's not necessarily just vampires that Buffy is facing. She's the Vampire Slayer, but clearly there are going to be some other things that come up. So if you don't want to watch the next episode, you don't have to. If you're not super sold and just already just like, yes, Buffy, you might want to skip the next episode, and I'll try to recap it and tell you what you missed, as well as the conversations it might have ignited. So see you in about a week.